Your net, it's your boy Cool Kill. That was that DJ Khaled Wish. I did make a wish, and my wish did come true. I do got my special guest in the building. He say from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Hold up, dog.
Black, what's going on with you?
Blackinc in the building, man. What's happening?
You tell me. What's been going on with you?
You still moving and shaking, man. Just moving around the city, networking, making it happen, bro.
Yeah. So you say you're from Raleigh, North Carolina, right?
Raleigh, man. The south of your mouth. You know what I'm talking about? South side. Pool, you hear me?
Oh, Pool Road.
Yeah,
I know a little bit about Pool Road.
Yeah, man.
Okay, bro. How did you get in the music? Before we get to the music part, bro, living in Raleigh, from when you started to now, the music scene has drastically changed.
Totally different.
What about this change have you adjusted to make sure that you as an artist stand out in your own sound?
Honestly, I stuck to the values that were embedded in me when I first started making music.
Okay.
It's a new wave, it's a new sound, and a lot of people want you to adjust, and that's great. It stayed sounding current and sounding fresh and sounding relevant.
Right.
But when I started making music, you didn't want to sound like anybody. You didn't want to bite anybody's style.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps me alive in the current state of music, because I don't try to emulate anybody else's sound or their look, or you know what I'm saying? Like, if you sound like that, that's cool, that's for you. I'm gonna sound like this, and that's cool, and that's for me. So as long as it's authentic, I think it comes through the speakers. So I always gonna have a space because it's always me. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that artists, when they try to sound like somebody else, there was a time where you studied but you didn't replicate. You know what I'm saying? So do you think now is an age where artists are replicating style for style, word for word, thinking that they getting on just as quick or just as...
And they do. They get on very fast. And I think, a lot of people take the wrong message from the industry. I think the industry will reward you for copycatting. But what they ain't realizing is it ain't no longevity in the people that get rewarded for copycatting. Like, where's Designer? You know what I'm saying? Where are the people that sound exactly? Where's Gorilla Black? You feel me? When you come out sounding just like somebody else, you don't bring nothing different to the table, you can get up and you can go viral. You can pop off real fast. But your career is short-lived. So, I mean, if you there for a quick buck, it don't matter, it's a lick. You feel me? Get in, get out.
Quick
so
in and out,
if music ain't really for you, and you're looking for a lick, that's what it is. But honestly, I don't think that should be considered rap or hip hop, because that ain't the genre that we fell in love with. We fell in love with somebody over here because of their story, what they brought to the table, how they sounded. Then this person, we fell in love with what they was doing because it was different. You know what I'm saying? It didn't sound like this person. Their story was, this person was a hustler. This person was a robber. This person went to jail. This person went to college. But everybody had a space in hip-hop back then. Now, everybody want to do this. Everybody killed everybody, so all the drugs, did all the drugs, died, came back. They Jesus, they the devil at the same time. And it's like, yo, I done heard this story before. You know what I'm saying? So now it's creating more spaces for people whose story is different. You feel me? Or authentic.
So really, you're saying it's between a lick and a lifestyle. So between it, you're basically saying the lick is the quick love, I'm going to get in and get out. But the lifestyle is the longevity of...
It's the growth. It's allowing people to see who you are and allowing your fan base to grow with you. Because sometimes, we from the hood. We got homeboys who grew up licking people. They was robbers. They got to an age where they said, I don't really want to do that no more. You gonna die, you gonna go to jail. Somebody I know got robbed. I don't want to be the person who inflicts it. And they find something else to do. And then you see their progression as an artist. You see how their vocabulary changes, what their subject matter changes, the type of beats they rap on change. They might venture off into acting, or modeling, or doing commercials, or you know what I'm saying? And that was all a part of the hip-hop experience. It's about growth from nothing. Instead of saying, yo, my man did this, I'm gonna go put on the same outfit, I'm gonna have the same rhyme scheme, I'm gonna talk about the same thing. That was corny to us growing up.
It was.
We didn't tell people where we got our school clothes, because we didn't want somebody to have the same shirt as us. We didn't want somebody to wear the same outfit, even your man, like, yo, nah, bro, ain't telling you, bro. I gotta wait till the first day, bro, you feel me? So, yeah, man, but that originality, that authenticity is what feeds the world. We robbing the world by trying to be somebody we not. You got a certain gift only you got. So if you try to do him instead of doing you, you robbing the world of what God gave you to get a world. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think because there's a lot of replication in not just the industry but in life, you know what I'm saying, that's watering down people's image within themselves so that they can be something that they not?
People are followers now more so than ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and granted, there's nothing new under the sun. Right. Somebody has done something you're doing, right, but they don't necessarily do it the way you do it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
The style is different.
We can kick the same game to the same girl. One of us might get the number, one might not.
Right.
Because you got to do you, I got to do me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you know, I think the world has dumbed down a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It has made responsibility leave the individual and be on society for a lot of stuff. So it's easier to manipulate these young boys who don't have anything in the sense. If you follow this cookie cut, if you follow this model right here, we'll at least get you a couple dollars. They ain't gonna tell you it cost you your life. They ain't gonna tell you you're gonna do a whole bunch of time. Because the music ain't even about music no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, people ain't going viral because they song hot. They're going viral from whatever they doing that they'll post online for people to see. So because they don't know no better, they commit crime or they doing stuff that ain't supposed to be videotaped to put it online to get viral. Then after they're viral, then people will go check their music out. Right. You know what I'm saying? But then you got the TKs, and then you can't run that race. You get 55 years. Right. Or you got the Mellies, and now you facing 2 bodies and you sitting still. So even though people have heard your music because they've seen the other stuff you did, you got the boot games. You get your jaw wired shut. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't always the look. Yeah. You feel me?
So speaking of, you know what I'm saying, and but we just going straight to the throat. You know what I'm saying? What's your whole, at one time back in the day, it was I ain't seen nothing. Yeah. You may seen it, but you ain't saying you seen it. Right. Now it's to the days where it's people taking the stand like, bro, I seen it. I'm calling names out. This the
Takashi.
whole, yeah. So as far as the whole snitching, the whole whatever this is going on with the snitching thing, what's your perspective? Because I know back in the day, if you snitching, somebody knocking on your door tomorrow, like, bro, what you talking about? Or keep your name out.
And the thing was, they were supposed to. Now, is some people don't agree with me. I really don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give you the game how it was gay to me. You feel me? When you in the street, you a soldier. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you a soldier, you play by certain rules. There are rules of engagement. You know what I'm saying? If you are not a soldier, you are a civilian. You know what I'm saying? Right. So the old lady that don't sell dope and is not in the street and somebody breaking her house and she called the police, she is not a snitch. She is a civilian. She does what civilians are supposed to do and call for help. If the gangs and the street boys was who they used to be and who they supposed to be, she wouldn't have to call the police because you would have your neighborhood under control that they know better than messing with old people. But because we lost control of our neighborhoods and a lot of the real ones got killed and went to jail and they left the suckers out here to school these young boys and they've been raised by suckers, so they do sucker stuff. You know what I'm saying? They feel like everybody can be a victim even when they can't defend themselves and nobody posed to ask for help. It's not how the game go. If you was in the street and you a soldier, if you engage yourself in activities outside of the bounds of the law, you can't call the police. Because you took an oath when you stepped off the porch that whatever came with this, you was going to deal with it and you was going to handle it yourself. So you can't get involved and then something happened that you don't like and call the police because you the one who stepped off the porch. Now the people who stayed on the porch, they call 911 all day, every day. That's their right as a civilian. Because if they don't feel safe, who's going to keep them safe? And if we had control of our neighborhoods like we were supposed to, what the gangs were supposed to do, what the OGs were supposed to do, was find the crackhead that broke in your house and beat the brakes off of him. Make him work off whatever he broke or stole from your house and make sure he stay out of there. Because we got to make sure our people straight. The police ain't going to make sure we straight, and we know that. So we were supposed to police our own neighborhoods. But because we didn't, them civilians got to be able to call the police. It's the boys that's involved and want to be involved like Takashi, you know what I'm saying? And then when it don't go the way you wanted to go, then you can't implicate the boys who went harder than you. You know what I'm saying? Just because they went to another level you weren't willing to take it doesn't mean you can tell on them then. That meant you wasn't never built to be in the street. And that brings me to a last point about that. Everybody won't supposed to be in the street and everybody won't supposed to know what was going on in the street. And it's way too much of a blurring of that line now. I know people who don't gang bang who know all the gang slang. They know all the blood slang for what they doing, all the Crip slang, Vice Lord, GD. They know what they talking about. They can tell you the gang signs, what side they from, what color they wear, what they do on the weekend. They was never supposed to know that. that type of information was for people who was involved. Yeah. And now it's cool slang to say flu and popping and cracking and crab and slob. And you ain't built like that to talk like that. But you know what I'm saying?
But see, back in the day when you know what I'm saying, it was a level of, you knew because it was the type of color you wore.
Right.
It was, you know what I'm saying, you'll see, and even if you was a civilian as a kid from middle school to high school, you knew who not to be around because your peoples knew, or somebody around in your schoolyard knew, don't hang around Johnny because Johnny X, Y, Z. And they may not have said what Johnny did.
Right. But you knew.
But you knew. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of times where, that we know what's going on in the street, and now it's to the point now, like you said, this versus the civilian versus the street, whereas the kids knowing, it's like now the kids are it's like the role switch, kind of like now the civilians are in the street. Right. But now the streets is trying to be the civilian now, and that's now it's messing.
The streets have been messed up for so long. A lot of the boys who really was in the street is trying to get out the street. It's the people who won't never in the street trying to be head first, and that's where you got these issues. Now, it was a point in time where you had to earn your stripes. Like, you couldn't say you was a rapper if you didn't go battle somebody, if people didn't hear you rap, and they say, okay, that sounds good, yeah, you should push this, all right, but we gonna set you up with people from across town and see how you sound in comparison to them. So whatever you did, whether you hustled, you fought, you rhymed, you painted, you break dance, you had already been war tested. Whether it was friendly competition or actual war, to be who you said you was, and other people stamped it because they saw the work you put in.
So speaking of that, bro, you at 14 though.
At 14, when I was battling, we started, of course, in the neighborhood in that school. My first real battle I got in the battle was at NC State.
Okay.
I ended up in the final round battling Phonte from Lil Bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we went in overtime. And it was crazy to me because hearing the way Bro structured his bars back then, I felt like it wasn't no reason to be in the overtime. I felt like I had got you. Because bro, vocabulary, like, the boy is complex mentally. You understand what I'm saying? And at that time, I felt like I was still elementary in my setup and my delivery, but clearly I was more advanced than I thought I was.
But this was at 14?
Yes. And the crazy part was, we was at NC State, so it was NC State students. It was grown people and college students who was judging us. You know what I'm saying? There was judges, there was a DJ, there was the crowd. Ain't nobody my age with me. You know what I'm saying?
You was by yourself out there.
You feel me? But you know what I'm saying? So I was tested in what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? So once again, you had to be that you thought you were, and it had to be reinforced by the community, because hip-hop has always been a movement of the streets, of poverty, of black culture. You know what I'm saying?
So you think that, like you said, that's where the grassroots of where hip-hop came from? Do you think that's why such now this generation is trying to, I don't want to say emulate, but enhance that lifestyle to say something? I'm
gonna tell you where it got twisted, right? So early to mid 90s, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When you didn't see 28-inch rims and all chrome and all this, you know what I'm saying? You saw jewelry, you saw like Dapper Dan type outfits.
They were really fresh.
You did what I'm saying? Then shortly thereafter, you saw the Chinese store had fake chains, fake earrings. You know what I'm saying? Then you saw it go even further. You could go wrench your rims. You could go. Back then, if you had a chain on your neck, it meant that you earned some money in the street and you earned some respect in the street, or somebody would have snatched it off your neck. You didn't have no chain if you weren't somebody of stature already. But once the Chinese store put it in there, you didn't have to earn no money. You could spend $12 and look like somebody who actually earned theirs. Once you could go to rent a wheel, you know what I'm saying? You didn't have to earn the fact that you bought a car and then had money to buy accessories to put on your car. You could pay $24 a week and look like a made man. See, that jewelry, those rims, those earrings, that outfit was status symbols. You was a made man if you had those things. You put in enough work that people knew not to try you for your stuff. That means you had money, you put it up, which means you put in some work somehow. Whether you robbed, you hustled, you did whatever. Once they made it so that people who ain't of that level can have that kind of stuff, you started encouraging people to front like they was who they weren't. You know what I'm saying?
So moving through, starting from at 14, battling Phonte, you went to Howard.
Yeah.
How was I mean, I know you know what I'm saying, you still grew as an artist.
Right.
Was there any battles in Howard that
all of them, man.
Okay.
I won Verbal Armageddon up there. I won the Ubiquity battle twice. Okay. I battled on the yard. Used to take people money, bro. I did it all. In state, out of state, like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. What was the first record that you wrote out of Howard?
First record I wrote, after I graduated.
Yeah, after you graduated. That wasn't the sample, was it?
Yeah, that was the mixtape. Yeah, the sample. Okay. I had a couple joints I wrote while I was there. I came back home, and of course my brothers, they was all encouraging me to get back in the lab and really push. You know what I'm saying? We added some more joints to it, and I dropped the sample. And it's basically a sample. Like, if y'all feeling it, I keep doing it. If ain't nobody feeling it, then you know what I mean, I go do something else. You know what I'm saying?
So was those ones that you were selling out the trunk, or you were just passing them out like promo?
Both, you know what I'm saying? Because of course when I got back, the music scene had changed. Yeah. I was in DC for like 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't coming home like that. Maybe my first or second year, I was coming home, checking on moms, all that. You know what I'm saying? After that, I really had to lock in because school wasn't really my favorite thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I kind of had to stay around and stay focused enough to finish. Okay. So when I got back, the whole music scene had changed. The majority of the people that I was rapping with when I left either weren't in Raleigh anymore, weren't rapping anymore, or like little brother there went to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Right. So yeah, I was pumping them out the trunk. I was selling them. You know what I'm saying? But some of them, I passed out. You don't know who I am. You never heard of me. You ain't never seen me in your neighborhood. You ain't never been. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So check it out. You know what I mean? But yeah.
All right, we'll be right back after this. Your boy Cool Kelly got Black in the building. Got a lot of little bit. We're about to drop some. He got some records for us. We're gonna get to it in a little bit. We'll be right back after this. It's your boy Cool Kelly. We're giving away. But I got my special guest in the building.
Yeah.
Right North Carolina, Black.
Yeah. What's up, though?
Hey man, hey bro, you dropping jewels, man. A lot of people, bro, they come up here and they give, you know what I'm saying, certain things, but you took it to the court, you know what I'm saying, and that's why your music sound. You took it to the court. I think it's the first project. I want to touch on the projects a little bit. Yen and Euros. Yeah. What's the creative process, or what was the mindset at that time of creating Yen and Euros?
Yen and Euros is more about the money, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did the sample first. Okay. The sample was to see, give a taste to the streets. You know what I'm saying? If you got a fiend, you give a taste to them. If they come back, you know you got some fire. You know what I'm saying? So they came back. So then after that, it was Pounds of Pesos. Okay. Pounds of Pesos was more like in the mud. You know what I'm saying? Going in them Spanish barrios, trying to find the bales of mid. Yeah. Regular that Mexican dirt pack. You know what I'm saying? Get dirty, like they say, get dirty and get back to the money, get ugly and get your grind on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then in the Euros was a more polished version, you know what I'm saying? You kind of a little bit more established. So the records sound a little bit different. It ain't the standing on the corner type music. It's more of a ride around and getting it. It's more of a, I got time to take a young lady out. I'm going on a date, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I got a little fly jump. We about to boss up. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm the king, she the queen. We gonna shine on them. So, like straight like that is more of a ride around and get it type record. And then like with me is a more of a shining type king and queen type record. You know what I'm saying? So you getting into them different layers. I got a joint called Natural Born Killers on the project, which talk about the risks you take. I got one called Trap. You know what I'm saying? Take these risks. Yeah. Real ones make these chips. Square make me sick. Talk to them. These square they gonna make me rich. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But it's about taking those risks. You know what I'm saying? And what can happen? Because you can win or you can lose. Right. And it go like that. So yeah.
So we're gonna get right into it, man. Straight like that. Let's go ahead and premiere this record.
Yeah, straight like that, man. Bumper to bumper. I'm trapping in traffic. Check it out. It's on the YouTube channel, the Blackinc Music. You go on the website, blackincmusic.com. All the links for all the projects, all the YouTube videos, the 52 weeks of Black Friday freestyles, man. We out here, man.
And you said you just dropped that video too, right?
Yeah, I just dropped the video for Straight Like That, man, last Friday. Okay. Yeah, check it out, man.
Straight Like That. And then we're trying to tune in to the plug. It's your boy Cool Kelly. We straight like that.
Yes, sir.
Hey, boy, that record hard, bro. What about the aggressiveness in your music to make you be like, yo, my music just ain't aggressive, but I'm telling them jewels just like it need to, rather than get what we're used to or what the world is used to right now. Yours is more like aggressive. Like, I don't care if you want to hear it or not. I'm gonna give it to you straight like that.
Straight like that. You understand? I think black men they've been trying to pacify us for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
When you're aggressive, when you're a black man, when you big and black, they require you gotta keep your voice down.
Yeah.
You gotta do this and let people step on your toes and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad." Like, nah, you don't. You know what I'm saying? But you better be ready for the consequences. And you better be ready to make your own lane. But as a lot of black men, we need to be ready for the consequences and be preparing ourselves for us or our children to make our own lane.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really backing down from nobody. I ain't quieting. I ain't apologizing. You know, it is what it is. You know, it's certain things that are just man things. You know what I'm saying? And this for men. You feel me? You ain't got to be no tough guy. But as a man, at some point, you're going to have to put your feet down and stick your chest out. It might get you punched in your chest. But once you catch your breath again, you better poke your chest back out again. You know what I'm saying?
Straight like that.
Yeah.
Straight like that. How did you got the second record about to premiere? Mm-hmm. It's a different type of record.
Right.
How did you link up with Sequence? Sequence has been named as catalog is stupid long. How did you link up with Sequence?
I linked up with Sequence through a friend of mine. I got a couple partners that did some tracks with, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I hit him up online, like, yo, I'm trying to work, woo. We end up linking. You know what I'm saying? Bro from Roanoke Rapids. He drove down to Raleigh, you feel me? Pulled up on me. You know what I'm saying? We linked. And then, even like, you know, I pulled up sessions where he be at like Manifest Studio.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like my man Loso Corleone, he made the last track for Straight Like That.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Los used to work with Manny. You feel me? So they be at Manny's studio. You know what I'm saying? I got a joint on the track with Beanie Siegel on the album.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I did that at Manifest Studio. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to Manny, bro. Manny plugged in for real.
Manny is definitely. I did a session with Manny like last week.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I met Los used to be at Manny's. Sequence used to be at Manny's. You know what I'm saying? When artists come through, they come see Manny.
Yeah.
So you know, like, you know, it's a network of people in the city who doing similar things. You know what I mean? So that's how I linked up with Sequence. You know what I'm saying? And bro, dope. You feel me?
Yeah.
He definitely got his hands in a lot of stuff, production wise, arranging wise, vocals. He sing, right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fool with it, multifaceted, but bro, fool with it though.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go ahead and premiere this With Me record, bro.
Yeah, man, With Me, produced by Sequence Clark. Shout out to Sequence, funny looking. You know what I'm saying? But With Me, man, off Yen and Euros, man, go check it out.
Let's get it. I'm gonna plug it out of net. It's your boy Cool Kill. That's that Rhapsody. You should know. Matter of fact, you should know about this artist I got in right now, bro. He bringing that crazy music. My boy Black, what's up with you, boy?
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for having me, dog.
Hey, man, thank you, bro. Hey, that With You record, bro, I gotta play that again, bro.
Man,
I gotta play that again. I'm glad I got that record,
I said it's in your catalog now, man. Do what you feel, Black man.
I might push it to a couple people, see what they talking about.
What they talking about?
Like, bro, I need y'all to spin this from me.
You feel me, though?
Spin this from me. Where can everybody find you? First off, thank you for coming through, bro. Where can everybody find you at on the social media and everything?
Social media, the Blackinc, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
If you forget all that, Blackinc Music, Black BLACK, Inc INC, short for Incorporated Music.com.
Okay.
You on the website, it got all my social media handles. You got my YouTube page, you got the Spotify's, you got the Apple Music download, got the Google Plays, you got everything. So if you forget anything, BLACKINCMUSIC.com.
Okay.
And you get everything. You plug it in.
Alright, it's your boy Cool K. You're not tuned to the plug. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
My second special guest just stepped through the building. We'll be right back after this.
Yes, sir.
Cool K. Holla at me.
Yeah, it's your boy Blackinc checking in. You now rocking with the plug. Shout out to Cool Kill, Coalition DJs Carolina. Straight like that.